Hello, I am one of the developers from the Boss Rush Game Jam. I did Aku no Mori. I saw your game and I thought the cover looked interesting and I wanted to reach out. And then I was reading your itch page and it made me even more invested in reaching out. So I will be playing, rating, and commenting your game. It's not necessary for mine. But yeah, I'm Bonejack. I'm a they, them. How would you like to be referred to?
Masa is fine.
Masa? Gotcha.
Mhm.
Alrighty, let me go ahead and put that in the now playing. I didn't actually... Actually, I guess I'm forgetting one thing, which is that I never actually linked you to my stream. So I will be streaming my game directly to you so that you have a more direct line into the actual game. I know that's one thing that I often forget to do, so I'll make sure we do that. Yeah, I'm a small potato. I'm not exactly like... This isn't like a super official thing or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
I just like doing this because I like talking to developers, and I also like giving them an opportunity to see their games being played. And also just, you know, giving space to talk about these things that we're very passionate about, right? Oh, thank you for the follow.
No
Nice.
worries.
Masa, there we go. It's just Masa, right?
Yep.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Okay, so that's Masa, and I'm seriously like paranoid. I feel like I must be forgetting something. Well, I guess not. Anyway, so alright, so this is Rune. I guess I wanted to ask, and yes, welcome to says Lightspirit. Lightspirit and I were both developers for the Video Game Donkeys publisher Big Mode for their game jam, and that was like last month. So we just got done with all that. So, yeah. So it looks like you are the sole contributor of this.
One sec. Let me try pull up the Twitch.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll be streaming my my browser to you because it appears to be a browser only game, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So I will just I'll just stream directly to you.
Perfect.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, looks like you are listed as a sole contributor.
Yeah, I had a friend who made the cover art for me, but then I asked him if he wanted to be listed as a contributor, but he was like, "No, that's okay." But yeah, but that was the only original artwork that was on there. So
Okay. Gotcha. So, well, I guess since technically you do have another person on the team, like, how did you get together? Are you just like friends or something?
yeah, I grew up with him. We knew
Nice.
each other for a long time.
Awesome. So do you, you just like completed your game and then you need to cover art and then like discuss with them?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. So how did you get onto this specific game jam? Like, what made you want to do the Boss Rush Jam?
It started at a perfect time, honestly. Like January 5th was, right at the start of the new year, and then I really wanted to get into it. And then the boss rush was a fun idea as well. So I like the idea of creating bosses.
Okay. And like a lot of the jams that are on itch and just like, you know, at large, they tend to be kind of shorter. But the Boss Rush Jam was an entire month. So like, have you done jams before? Have you had game development experience before? Was this like an intimidating thing to get into for you?
It definitely was. I think, yeah, that's true. A month-long jam was nice because I doing a bunch of other things, and then this is definitely my first game jam ever, and I haven't really built a game ever either. So getting that time to just look at tutorials and getting into the game engine as well was super handy.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Because I talk about this with a lot of developers that I talk with, but game jams are just like super useful to just learn something very quickly because it forces you to stop thinking about it and you just need to complete something and get out the door. So for the Boss Rush Jam, it did have a theme, that being exchange, So did you have any trouble like coming up with a thing for that? Like what was your exploration process for coming up with something for it?
Yeah, that one was interesting. As soon as I heard the theme, I started mocking up a bunch of ideas, and then I really wanted to focus on the gameplay, like incorporating the exchange theme to the gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought I didn't want it to be just like, I don't know, a story piece or like a
Like a walking simulator.
yeah. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, exchange. It's like a part of the story or something, and just put a piece of text that says like exchange it here now.
Mm.
I really wanted to be part of the gameplay is how I went about it, and then after that I thought about what things you can swap with between different characters in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then so position was like an easy idea I had really quickly.
Mm.
And so I did the teleporting idea, and then another idea I had was like, and then I like kind of went into it, and I thought, okay, well, why can you switch positions, and then why does that make sense as a swapping?
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, and so I thought, okay, well, maybe swapping is just like swapping positions is like just you're trading values from one side to the other. So I thought, okay, well, in that case, you can just switch it really anything that has a value to it associated with it. So I ended up putting like two swapping mechanics here, and then
That's pretty
where
cool.
yeah.
I haven't actually played the game. I was going to
Oh,
be playing it like yeah. So that's a. I guess I tend to just like ask specific questions up front first, but then but that's cool. I actually haven't seen any other games so far, and I haven't played a lot of them. I've
huh.
interviewed about 6 developers so far. I was definitely going a lot more hardcore with it with the Big Mo Jam, but since I tend to reserve my plates or my playthroughs for developers that I actually get to talk to, I don't get to play a lot of them. But most of the Jam games that I've seen so far give the impression of exchanging things like health, like our game kind of exchanges health, exchanging weapons, or exchanging like I guess value, like monetary value.
Yeah.
So swapping position is fun, and actually, or even just like exchange being interpreted as swapping is not something that I've heard yet. So very cool. One of my favorite things actually is the Legend of Zelda Oracle games on the Game Boy Color. I don't know if you've ever played those or know about
Oh,
them.
I definitely have.
Oh, nice. One of my favorite things ever is the switch hook from Oracle of Ages.
I see.
Because it's just so funny to me. Like when you use it and it hooks onto something, it plays a sound that's kind of like the audio equivalent of a shrug. Because it's just like, how are we switching? I don't know. Boo-boo. And then you're just there. And it's like, I've always thought that was like so funny. My friend and I actually joke about it like semi-frequently. So swapping position is funny. I'm sure you have a bit more sensical way of doing that in this game, but we'll see that, I guess.
Yeah. You could let me know if it was set score or not.
No worries. We're all here to have fun and
Yeah.
get something out of the door. But so cool, awesome. So because this is an entire month, you came up with this idea. You had at least some people that could help you with the art and everything. Looks like you've also listed a writer.
Yeah. Hannah Anderson, yeah, I was talking to her about she's my girlfriend, and then I basically she's a writer and works for does she works on her own novel and stuff. So I was like trying to ask for advice with her on like how to tie it all together, because
Mm-hmm.
so like I kind of needed like an overarching theme when I like try to create the assets, whether it's like the R and like the attacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought an easy way to figure out all that stuff was just like, hey, I have this idea of like a mechanic and like some ideas for like the characters and stuff, but then I don't have like a good story or like a background story to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt that if I just knew what like the story was behind why they're doing everything, why you're in the game, then it would just be easier to find the art and assets and everything I need to put everything in place.
Okay.
So I just talked to her about it.
Yeah. The game that I made for the Big Mode Jam with my team, Teleco 20XX, it
Mhm.
I tried very hard to like make the mechanics first, but I knew that in order for the mechanics to actually stick with people and be memorable, having a context behind it, having writing behind it that like contextualizes what you're doing, is a very important way to contextualize. Like, you know, like playing a, I don't know, like a Dark Souls game or something.
Mhm.
You could easily just have a bunch of bosses like in sequence or a bunch of enemies in a row, but without the world, without the setting, without the writing, it's a lot less meaningful and it feels less memorable. So the context of which you are playing a game is very important, and it's an easy way to make something like, you know, really stand out. But on the topic of what you were saying, I guess I forgot to read this here, but games take on the theme. Swap places with the boss or swap colors with the boss to attack and avoid the damage. Did you create fast array of art? No. Did the game use plus music? No. Player room? No. And AI? No. So, did you use like free asset packs for your art?
Yeah, mostly asset packs. I bought a couple as well,
Nice.
but yeah, mostly just assets.
Yeah. I mean, gotta use what you got. So also on that topic, I actually was very curious to reach out to you specifically because I read your actual itch page here,
Huh.
and you were saying that you hoping to pick up some skills, and you did research in comp sci and computer vision,
Yep.
and then now you want to finally pursue your dream of building some video games. So like, tell me about that. Like, what's your journey been in that regard?
Well, basically I've just been doing school for the last oh God, like 16 years, 17 years.
School for 16 years, yeah. like research, like college, or
Yeah, I guess college-wise, it's been 10 years now.
Okay.
Like, or it can't be that long, can it?
Like,
jeez.
like grad school, master's, PhD.
Yeah,
Like,
I was doing my PhD and then I kind of dropped out and just grabbed my master's instead.
gotcha.
And then, but so I did that for like 5 years, and then and then my undergrad was like 4 years, so like 9 years, I guess. So that's not too, yeah, 9 years of that. And then I finally now have like a stable job and some time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout this whole time, I thought it would be nice to like attempt to try do indie game development.
Mm-hmm.
I got into like, yeah, during my whole college days, I just got into like a lot of indie games in general.
Right.
And started playing a bunch of those. And so I thought, I was like, hey, I do computer science, I could do that. But yeah, I just did not have the time till just recently, and so I kind of wanted to try it this year.
Right. You said it was perfect timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So did you have any like specific inspirations, do you think, from indie games or otherwise?
Definitely. I think Celeste is by far my favorite game.
I see. I played a lot of Celeste inspired games, though I have not played Celeste yet. I know that I know it's like, I'll get to it, but I played a lot of Celeste games, and a lot of these Celeste inspired games really kicked my ass at the last jam. So
they are, yeah. We'll see. I made this one pretty reasonable.
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty nice, I feel.
Gotcha. I mean, regardless, I will be attempting to beat it. My play format is a little bit unhinged as I've come to understand it, but typically, especially because like for jams, and this is your first jam, I haven't been in very many jams either. I guess now technically I've been in 3, but I technically kind of count 4. But it's kind of a lonely process sometimes, because a lot of developers tell me that at the jams that they go to, they tend to not have any sort of people that are like trying to wrap up a community. Like they just kind of put their thing out there into the world and then hope that people bite on it. Sometimes they post in the Discord. I don't know if you posted in the Discord because I was looking for you. I was like,
Oh, I
but
did post a few things here and there, but not too much, I guess.
yeah, I was like looking by your username, and then I was looking by Rune, and then Discord search sucked or something, and I couldn't find it. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll mess it out on Itch. But Itch doesn't actually have DMs, so I had to like comment on your thing. That's typically how it goes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so yeah, you've been working in schooling for a long time. You've been at least computer savvy. You like indie games, and yeah, the stars aligned. So I'm glad you were able to make it to the jam. So for the entire month, like, how much time were you able to dedicate to it roughly?
I spent a couple hours, like most nights. I would just kind of after work, I would just come back and then sit in front of the couch or something, and then work on it 1 or 2 hours. And then maybe like 2 weeks before the jam was done,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely spent like a solid. I got like up that to like 3 or 4 hours a night, and then like and then like the weekends I would just do it all day.
Okay. Yeah, so
So
it's
decent.
you kind of like packed out it here and there, but then like
Yeah.
dedicated to it when you had good solid free time. Very cool. And did you have any like personal challenges with like work or like I don't know, just like personal issues?
Not really. Yeah, like I said, it's like really been a perfect timing, if anything.
Hell yeah, smooth sailing.
Yeah. Yeah, smooth sailing.
Yeah, we love to see it. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna run the game here. How long do you think that the game runs?
Not that long. Maybe like 10 minutes max. 5. I feel like it's like 5, more like 5, but
Okay. Yeah, so despite this being like a month-long jam, I kind of get the impression that a lot of these are actually on the short run, so I wanted to make sure that to to ask a lot of questions up front. So let's go ahead and get started. Looks like you use Unity.
Yep.
Very good. And did you have to learn a lot about Unity, or did it come pretty naturally?
I think it was. I thought it was pretty straightforward actually.
Okay.
I thought the game engine was well built and pretty nice.
Yeah, awesome. I'm going to change the audio settings here.
Okay.
Because and don't feel self-conscious or anything, but like because jams are very much just like an exercise in trying to get your thing out, a lot of the time just things slip through the cracks, and things often are things like menus, quality of life, stuff like that. So I immediately pressed escape to see if there was a menu for audio, and I was just like, oh nope.
Oh, I see. That's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, not an issue at all. It's honestly like it's great that anybody finishes anything for these, and again, like I don't know, it's just like it's the production pipeline aspect of like game jams that are it's very cool to me. It's just like, yeah, just make sure you get the thing done. Actually, was that a loading zone? Can I go back there?
Oh yeah, it was a loading zone.
Oh, oops. Oh, here we go. Can I talk to these?
You cannot.
Okay.
They're just kind of there staring at you menacingly.
Dang. Well, these assets are very cute. Did you just like browse the asset store, looking for stuff that kind of fit together? Like, is this all different asset packs?
Yeah, the trees and the tile sets and the tiles are different asset packs. The characters are different asset packs. I think there's like 3 here total.
Nice. I noticed that you have like the particle effects and also this sort of like, is this a particle effect? The kind of shadow following me?
Yeah, kinda. It's like a trail.
Yeah, the trail effect. It's interesting.
I thought it was a fun thing that I could just easily add, so I threw it in here.
Okay. Alright, so I saw that space was to change color.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm over here. I'm going to assume that I can't interact. Oh, running away from me, huh? Dang. What is that? Oh. Huh. I see I'm surrounded by the dark sign. Very cool. Oh, okay, back here. Oh, wait. Okay, yes.
Yeah, that loading screen.
Yeah, no worries. I guess I'm just like exploring right now. I don't really. So what did you find most challenging about like working in Unity and like putting something new together like this?
You know, I think the most challenging is like when I kind of waste my time in a tutorial. I feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because the jams aren't is like a month long. This one's like a longer jam, so it's like a month. But then
Mm-hmm.
it's still this. So sometimes I would like watch a tutorial or something that like explain how to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have to redo it because it doesn't work for what I wanted.
Right.
And because the tutorial doesn't explain everything,
Yeah.
like exactly what it's for, and then like how it might interact with other pieces.
Yeah, I think the worst thing about tutorials and like finding good tutorials is that most of them don't actually teach you how to have a sustainable project. They kind of just tell you like this is how you like get something up and running as quickly as possible, and then they kind of just leave it up to you to figure that shit out.
Yeah, that is what I found out.
Yeah. Rune teleportation. Give up your views and see from another. Switch positions and stand in their shoes. Right mouse button to switch positions with a valid target. Okay. F. Alright. Looks like you also have like a subtle bloom effect, is that right?
Yeah, actually.
Ah, very cool. Oh, okay. I see. I was... so listen, I learned my right from my left when I was like 13. So I think I just like was left clicking without thinking about it. Okay. Very cool. Oh. Okay, so I guess your tutorial then is oh. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Like this. So I guess I just, oh. Bit challenging. I think I'm gonna fucking I think I'm gonna die.
Okay, there is. I didn't add a death screen at the end, so if you die, you're just gonna have to alt F4.
Oh, I see. Dead. So yeah, I just refresh, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I can't teleport from here. Does my sword actually hurt them? Is that...
Yes, it does.
Okay. Very cool. We're gonna use F here. Nice. And we're back.
Nice.
Nice. Ow. Where are they? I almost kind of anticipated that just teleporting behind their ice stuff would actually just hurt them naturally.
I've had a couple of people say that actually.
Yeah. And also, so did you manage to have like a playtestable game early on, or like when do you think things started coming together?
I had one boss done like halfway through, and then the second boss I had to finish in like 3 days.
Okay.
But yeah, the first boss I was able to playtest pretty quickly.
Nice. Did you have any other people playtesting it, or was it just you?
Mostly just me. I had a friend who volunteered his time to play test it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's another thing that tends to slip through the cracks with developers. Just nobody's playtesting because we're just trying to get everything up and running.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of developers are also a little bit secretive, or they just don't talk about this kind of stuff with their peers. At the very least, you had your girlfriend.
Yeah. Huh, secretive. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, but okay, looks like we've reached. Ah, dang!
And that's it.
I obliterated them.
That is the first boss.
Nice. Okay, so you had a sort of cutscene there where the witch walks into the center and then evaporates. Okay, the ice crystals are clear. Very cool. I'm going to take them along with me.
I've also had a lot of people say they just did that for fun.
I mean, we gotta bring her back. See, now she's back. That's a bit sad, TBH. Oh, dang. Yeah, Lacey here says that's a bit sad. That's cool. So, yeah, did you have any, like, technical issues with the engine, or, you mentioned that tutorials were sometimes a little bit frustrating. Did you have anything that you, like, bugs that just were something that should work but just didn't, or, like, stuff that you had to slam your head against for a very long period of time, that kind of thing?
I think... I mean, this is something I still don't know that well, but it's just like project settings in the Unity,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, and then the project settings in Unity, and then I also don't really understand the way to generate good art.
Generate good art?
And
What do you mean?
generate how to make like good art and music for the game. I feel like those like I don't know a good software and programs because I'm just starting off, and then like Unity is like okay, yeah, a lot of people done Unity, so that makes sense.
Okay.
It was easy. And then but then like figuring out like what because like art software and music software costs some amount of money to try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so art yeah, just art and music in general. It's just
Okay. So are you thinking that you want to do like more solo dev stuff? Like you want to kind of do everything by yourself, or are you interested in working with teams in the future?
I would be interested in working with a team. I'm a little wary of working with a team, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, because I can't quite. I feel like I can't quite tell like how much input I get to have when I work with a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I mean,
then,
I guess your mileage may vary, but
yeah. And then plus the only thing I feel like I could contribute is like the coding aspect, like making the game mechanics and some part of level design, I guess.
So are you
And
not
I
confident
feel
in your ability to do the
yeah,
assets, I guess?
yeah, I feel okay. This is just my personal opinion, but I think coding is like the easiest part about the game dev.
Right.
I I feel like the art and sound is just like impossible. It's
Uh,
very dumb. And I'm amazed at anyone who can do it. And so like I'm here I can program a couple things, but anyone could learn to program, I feel. And
mm,
the it's not like the uh games in general have like too complicated of a code, in my
mm,
opinion. I feel like movement and everything, like yeah, you can tweak it to like get the nice feel, but it's not like nothing's too complicated, like it's not impossible to learn by yourself, and it's not too hard. There's a lot of tutorials and guides out there.
okay.
Where so I feel like I'm not contributing as much, and then so I also don't feel like because of that I can't like have too much say in like the direction of the game.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I guess if I were to try to boil that down, it's just like, so when you're coding, you're typically just trying to solve a problem, and the problem is like a sequence of events where you can pretty much tell when it's like working. Like, you don't really have to creatively finesse a lot of things in code. It's typically just tweaking numbers and stuff. Whereas like with creativity, there's sort of a lot that goes into it. Like you kind of have to know a lot about the art forms, and it goes beyond just like if you swing the sword, the hitbox goes out and then checks to see if there's a collision and then returns whether or not it's true, right? Because like with this swing, you have to know about like motion, there's styles.
Yeah.
On that topic, there's like, so I don't think anybody that I've interviewed yet has used AI. I don't think I've interacted with that yet, but I guess on that topic right now, since we're early in the I guess the oncoming AI escape that we're about to be in, it's kind of interesting because most of the people that use AI at the moment are people that wouldn't have been able to make very creative things to start with. So it's like their usage of it is a little bit clumsy, and it becomes very obvious that they're using AI because they can't even really cover their tracks with it because, you know, they're using AI for a reason, I would imagine. And so like, because they don't have that skill in the creative like asset generation, like it kind of, like even if the art looks well rendered, it kind of like makes it feel cheaper somehow.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, creativity is a big thing. Like, you can be very good at coding, you can be very good at game design, but each individual aspect of it, like the music and the art and everything, is its own entire field that people dedicate their lives to. And to be good at everything is like, you know, kind of an insurmountable task.
Yeah.
But a lot of game developers, we try our best to do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
On that topic, actually, so I'm kind of like, and you know, I'm not trying to plug anything here, really, but I'm actually trying to like, in my Discord server, I sort of have like a resource list for people that are starting out and like they don't really know what the tools are, but there's a lot of like tools for making music and making art and everything. But so for instance, with this, like, there's a lot of stuff that only really other artists in the space pay attention to. For instance, this circle right here, I believe, probably has a procedural transform on it because the resolution of its pixels are different from the ones around it. And then definitely that's the case for this right here, like these floating orbs, right? But that's stuff that only other like pixel artists pay attention to. And people have different takes on it, right? So like, it's all really complex. Like video games are kind of like every art form rolled into one, so you gotta to be a one person team is quite a task. So I very much recommend like finding teams. Game jams are actually very good for finding teams because they tend to have like looking for group type stuff going on. So
you did 3 game jams, right?
Technically.
Yeah, did you join a team mostly for all of them then?
For the first one, I tried to have somebody helping me. I was at a game jam for St. Louis's Riot Games headquarters, and that was also a month-long jam. So I had somebody helping me, but I could only work on it for a very little time. So I didn't really get very far in that one. But that one I had one person helping on code at least. And then the last 2, I had my personal friends who have always wanted to do creative stuff, and then I like kind of brought them on board. So yeah, had a team for all of them. And I was only able to get as much done as I did because I had a team, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. It's like the greatest superpower you could have is another body that has the same priorities as you. It's like Shadow Clone.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. It's OP.
Yes, exactly. So production pipeline is very important. But if you are curious, I have like a master resource list that I'm trying to build for things like tools, for getting into those kinds of things and articles and whatever. It's not very comprehensive at all by any means, but I am trying to build something like that. But right, so the Rune of adaptability. Pick your battles wisely, pivot and adapt. Putting all your energy into one cause leaves you vulnerable in other areas. Press space to switch elements with a valid target. Okay. But yeah, well, hold on a second. I think it's this one. Okay, let's move through that. Very cool. This is certainly unique. I gotta say that I have not seen like this specific kind of implementation. I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked, which is fine. Actually, to get to the completion state of your game, do you have to beat both of them in one go?
There is no completion state of this game, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh. That just makes that just makes it easier, I guess, because yeah, again, I try to 100% people's games, and I've spent a long time. Like, in a lot of those instances, it just ends up me being us having a Discord call and talking while I'm trying to beat their game. So sometimes it takes upwards of like 5 to 6 hours. But yeah, we don't need to do all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I played a bunch of these game jam games, and sometimes it just takes long. Sometimes some of the games take long.
Yeah. Well, we had
Indeed.
we had a whole month, so some people.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Also, funny enough, on the topic of just like the specific rules of this jam, because this jam does allow AI, it also had like tools. One of which was an AI music generation tool, that were like sponsored, and that's part of the cash prize pool. And it's like I've seen so few people like actually try to use them that I'm kind of like, man, was this like an easy W? Like, could I have just shoved it in there and like and then like gotten some money maybe? I don't know. But,
That's so funny.
oh well. It's cool, but pretty proud of what we got at least. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I'm surprised that you haven't seen too many people use it actually.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played a great many of them anyway, but maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. Okay. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the way that you've at least melded the assets together, because even if you aren't skilled or able to do art yourself, like being able to at least use what you have is very important. Because a great many times, like you'll just have like a bunch of stuff lying around that is going to get cut unless you can repurpose it into something else. And making sure that you can at least work with what you have is very important. Man, this one's hard.
You know, I've had people say the second one is both hard and easy, whereas everyone says the blue one is is fair all the time. Actually, it's like everyone says the blue one is like pretty well balanced, but then I've heard both super hard and super easy for the second one.
I kind of feel why though, because I think at some point like her AI just like causes her to stand still for a long time, and probably that's where people find the easiness. But she did not give me an opening the second time. Or on that topic, for our game Akunomori, there's sort of an oversight that causes it so that the boss just stands still and just doesn't do anything if you're standing in the right way, and we've been kicking ourselves about it ever since. But mostly my my coding partner, who coded the entirety of that fight. He was like, shut up about the board. Why did you do it? Just like, be nice to me. Yeah, have you played a lot of games for the jam? Like, have you been sectioning out time for it?
I've definitely dedicated some time to it.
Mm.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones out there for sure. Like, there's a couple card game ones that I thought were really cool actually.
Mm. Yeah, nice.
I just thought that was like really unique and like impressive that they could get that something like that.
Yeah. Goddamn. I hate shit again. It's fine. Yeah. There's like I guess I expected a lot more action games. This is a 2D action game, so you know this is sort of within my expectations. But there are certainly a lot of different interpretations of a boss jam. Like I certainly grew up with a lot of adventure games, action games, so that's sort of just what I anticipate. We thought that there were going to be a decent amount of Souls-likes or something, but I don't think I've seen a single one yet.
I found one. That was
Okay.
yeah.
Our game started off as a Souls-like, and then none of us wanted it to be just like a Souls-like, and so actually our game like started off in different hands. Our 3D modeler was I guess at the head of development for it, but he kind of waffled and shit. He kind of like was really indecisive, and then he just was like, "Yeah, this isn't getting done unless somebody else takes the reins," and then he handed it off to me.
I see.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, the game jams in general are just kind of like a microcosm of production pipelines. Man, how do I even avoid that? Damn. Even if you don't have a death screen, and that's another sort of thing that kind of comes late in development for me, because for the Big Mo Jam, I literally didn't program a failure state in. I was just like, we only have 10 minutes to showcase this for the streamer, and so I'm going to program the game, or like I'm going to design the game to be 10 minutes long. So I didn't have a death state at all. For Akunomori, the death state didn't get programmed in until like, I want to say like 4 days before the deadline.
Yeah.
Like it was not the priority, but that's the thing. It's like it doesn't really need to be the priority. And actually, a lot of really great indie games, like Hollow Knight, for instance, I was just talking about with some people. But Hollow Knight started off as I think a Newgrounds jam game, if I recall correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was received poorly. Yeah, which is very funny, right? Like knowing what we know now. But I heard that it literally scored like 1 out of 5 or something. Like people did not like Hollow Knight's initial pitch.
Really?
Yeah, but now that Hollow Knight, like people know what Hollow Knight is, the ratings bumped up to like 4 out of 5 or something. Because I hear a lot of people saying that Hollow Knight is like literally their favorite game like ever.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like it's a good one to make your favorite, if anything.
Yeah. It's also funny to me, like, oh, I beat them.
Oh, you did it.
Nice. Yeah, they melted into nothing. Because they are nothing.
That's right.
Wait, I can't switch anymore. Dang.
No.
Dang.
That's it.
I was gonna go in there and bully them.
Yeah, I can't bully this one like the other guy.
Dang. Yes, Hungry Night. Yeah, but I was talking about this, like, Valhalla. I don't know if you played Valhalla, or know about it.
No. No, not the...
It's a cyberpunk bartending game, and it's very good looking. Like, the pixel art in it is awesome. And the gameplay loop in it is very novel, and the music is very chill, and what I did when I played it, because it's bartending, I would get like a Smirnoff Ice, like from the gas station or something, and I would turn off all the lights, and I would just play it while listening to the music. So it was very chill. That game is really cool, and I haven't beaten it. I will beat it someday, I guess. But it started out as a jam game, and it's very funny because, like, despite its prevalence in the indie space, it started off as a jam game with only 7 ratings, and it didn't win a goddamn thing. Like, and like it didn't place highly, and it's just like, okay, yeah, like your jam game you can take it and you can run with it. Like, you should absolutely not use the metrics of your jam as, like, I guess your motivation for continuing on with those projects. Because the thing I like to tell the developers is, like, literally the only difference between you and the developers that you respect typically is just tenacity, like your ability to keep going, keep learning, and keep getting better. So I hope you feel like you've learned a lot with this one.
I definitely have. Definitely
Nice.
have.
Do you have any, like, funny stories about it? Anything that's like any, like, quirks of development? Any names, internal or otherwise. Because like, I don't know, I personally named things in my games, but like actually justifying like putting the name into the game is I don't know, it's not a priority, right? So nobody's gonna find out the name of these things because I just didn't give them opportunity to.
Oh gosh, names are like some of the hardest things for me. I cannot figure out a good name most of the time for most things in general.
Right. I mean, that's fine. Just like, you know, any other quirks of the game that you would like to communicate, any stories about things going wrong, I'm here for all of it. I like talking about it.
You know, weirdly, I was very, you know, weirdly, what I did a lot for just throughout the whole month
Mm-hmm.
is just watch inspirational videos of indie game devs.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I feel that.
Yeah, I did that a lot actually. That helped me keep going.
Okay. So you felt like you needed a lot of push for it. Because it's funny, like there's a lot of inspirational content out there for indie devs, and there's a lot of like inspirational stories for developers and everything. But it does feel kind of bleak sometimes.
It does. It does.
I remember watching a video of like, is it possible to survive as a solo dev? And typically what that boiled down to was you need to make a lot of games all the time. Originality is probably not going to get you a lot of money unless you're very stable. Because the advice was to pick games that are trending and then kind of like make your own version of it with a twist on it. Because after people are done with those games, they're looking to scratch that itch in a different way. And then I think one of the developers that was in a video like that I watched, it was like, yeah, I'm a solo indie dev. I'm on food stamps, and my podcast helps pay the bills. And yeah, just like, you know, one of them was like, I think one of the big Unity, the Code Monkey,
Oh yes.
yeah, the Unity developer.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that he cites being able to be an indie dev solo is that he lives in a low-cost area. Like he brings that up frequently. He's just like, yeah, man, if you want to be a solo dev, you gotta pack up and move.
Pack up and move. Go to the Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that guy lives, but yeah, it can seem kind of bleak. Definitely a passion thing for a lot of us. So I guess on that topic, do you plan, or like, do you have any aspirations to be like a professional game developer?
Probably not a professional game developer. I definitely intend to stay with my
Your career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. You've got a master's degree in what you have.
Yeah. If anything, I kind of view this more as like a side gig, you know? And like supplemental income would be nice if I could get to that point, but yeah, it's more of a passion project than anything.
Okay,
for me.
Cool.
Like I definitely would not be able to just stake my livelihood on it, you know?
Right.
And just like go both feet into the cold water.
Yeah. I guess, was that ever a dream of yours?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry, you're in good company. I think every single person I've talked to so far has said that it's mostly just a hobby thing for them.
Uh-huh.
And that's totally fine. Like, I've talked to very talented developers who are just hobbyists mostly. Not everybody has to have big aspirations or anything. Do you plan on developing this any further after the jam?
This game, I think if anything, I would do it. I was thinking of just like adding little things here and there, but like not fully fledged out or anything like that.
Okay, just like tweaks.
Yeah, just play around, mess with Unity some more.
Gotcha. Well, all right. I guess without any further comment, I guess that was Rune. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh yeah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, I think, you know, since again you said it's a passion project, so I I definitely like to talk with other passionate people about their passion projects and kind of get where they are at with it. Again, I will be commenting and rating yours, and it's not necessary for you to do the same for mine, but I would appreciate plays, and I like comments as well. Not so much ratings.
Oh.
I don't really care so much about that, but ratings are always nice too, of course. But
I'll give you both.
okay, you don't have to, but it's cool. Thank you. Yeah. So I will also be clipping this VOD and I guess sending it your way. Hopefully, if I am quick enough about it and remember, but I'm a little bit of a disaster sometimes, so no promises. But I will at the very least be clipping the VOD for sure, and then posting it in my Discord. If you want, and again, no pressure to do any of these things, I do have a Discord server that is very much oriented around indie game developers. Like, I collected a lot of friends from the Big Mo Jam, and a lot of them are fellow finalists, and like there's just a bunch of talent in there that's really supportive, and I'm trying to build a space for like indie creators to support each other, so that's an option. But if not, it was definitely nice meeting you, Masa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, send me the link to the Discord. I definitely give it a look.
Okay. So I guess on that topic, yeah, thank you for stopping by.